So I had a dream a few nights ago, and there was a man in the darkness that was coming out, and he was trying to trick me. He was trying to hurt me. But before I woke up, there was another man that walked into the room, and both of these men, I couldn't see their face. But the second man that walked in had a bright light, like where his head would be. So it was like just shining. I couldn't see his face, but there was a light shining on me. So he told me to look down, and his hand came out. And his hand came out, and he had a piece of silver in it. And the silver was shiny, and it was glistening and bright. The light on it was just, the light was like just making the room so bright that I could barely see. And he said to me, "Take this, and you will be free." So I took it, and then I woke up. It was a great dream. Alright, so I wanted to make a video here kind of spreading a message between two groups. The first group is the Silverbugs. These are all the people that you know that are interested in precious metals, gold and silver, stuff like that. I mean, these are all the people that basically I know that I subscribe to on YouTube. And then the second group, and bear with me here, Silverbugs. I have a message that I want to share with you here. So just bear with me. It might sound cheesy at some point, but the second group that I want to bring up is a group called the Lightworkers. Now, the Lightworkers and the Silverbugs, and Goldbugs per se, both believe in the following things: truth, waking up, helping yourself, and helping others, as well as freedom. Now, both groups do it it depends on in the Silverbugs. I would say a lot of them, a lot of the Silverbugs are pushing fear. They're pushing fear, and I don't like that at all. I don't want to see documentaries out there and videos of people instilling fear in other people. I don't think that's the way to go. I think that, you know, owning precious metals like gold and silver is a way to free yourself from you know, things that are going on and around the world. And but the thing about the Silverbugs is that we're in our own little clique, and we're only making videos for each other. I mean, we here and there we get some new people in, and we teach them about you know, what real money is, and we get them to wake up per se to what's going on in the world and what's going on within themselves. But the Lightworkers, I mean, it depends on who you find, but the Lightworkers, like I said, have a similar movement where they're trying to help people free themselves from, you know, just stuff that's going on in the world that's just not good. Now, I say, if you are a Silverbug, we need to go out go out, you know, out on YouTube and find other groups that we can teach this precious metals movement to, so that they can turn around and teach the people that they pull into their movement. So it's just a couple of similar movements that can help all of us. And the Lightworkers movement pulls in a lot more new people, I would say, versus our movement where, you know, we pull in, and like I was saying, I mean, a lot of these documentaries out there instill fear, and I don't want to push fear. I want people out there using silver as a catalyst for, you know, good, great things that are going to happen in our lives. I see it as a positive movement, but we need to, in the Silverbugs community, kind of project that goodness. I don't believe that instilling fear in people helps anybody, because that's what the you know, bankers and all these people, that's what they do. That's what the CNBC does. That's what CNN does. That's what Fox News does. That's what your nightly news does. It's what your government does. They instill fear in the masses. I would rather, you know, fight good, or fight with good. I mean, project good and project love. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to sound cheesy, and I don't want to sound religious. That's not my point here. But I want to project the goodness of my heart using, silver as a catalyst, as well as pulling in the positive aspects of this movement and projecting it that way, and projecting the good points of this movement, as opposed to instilling fear in people's minds. Because fear is not the way to go. I don't want to know anybody that's projecting fear, or that is, freaking out all the time. There's nothing to freak out about. If you watch the video the previous video that I made before this one, where I go up to Fountain Hills and I explain the Federal Reserve to people using a giant fountain, as an analogy for how the world works. And I do it with humor, and I make it funny, and I do it in a positive light. Like, I'm very cynical and witty when I speak, and I say, it's sometimes hard to put my thoughts together, but when I can edit them in a video, I can usually piece them together real quick and just take out the little spaces in between and get rid of the uhs, and I say a lot, as I try to get rid of those. But I want the videos that people are making to be positive. Like, I want to make a call out to Silver Futurist. He's a zany guy, but his videos are awesome, and he is always positive. Another guy, Trader G. I love his videos because he seems like he's very cynical as well. But his best video, I think, is the one where you're trading your labor in for silver, which holds your time. And your time is your most valuable asset. And I want your time and your labor and everything in your life to be positive. I don't want this negative crap. I mean, I'm sick of seeing, Alex Jones just screaming on a rant. Like, who cares? It's freaking annoying. We get it. Stop scaring people, and instead show them how it can, put positivity in their life and help them grow as a human. Because really what this world is it's, and not to sound, again, cheesy and religious, but I mean, it's in here why I buy silver, because I feel like that is a positive thing for me for my entire life. I don't even care, about this short-term garbage that's going on. I buy silver to store my labor, and I hold it. And I've been buying silver for years, not a long time, but for at least 3 years now, I've been buying silver, and I continue to buy it. So that's my message to the Silverbugs and what the Silverbugs represent. The Silverbugs ultimately, deep down, want positive things to occur. That's what I believe. But there's so much negativity going on in the world that they're consuming, and there's so many people out there instilling fear to get you to buy gold and silver. And I don't think that's the way to go. So going back to the other second group, my message to the Lightworkers and as well as the Silverbugs, go on YouTube and find people that do light work and get them to teach the message of silver, of the message of the positive Silverbugs. I don't want to, Lightworkers, they project positive things, and I like that about the movement. I'm not a light worker. I don't consider myself a light worker. I mean, some of the things I'm saying here would be similar to what light workers say, which is why I'm saying it, because I want light workers to understand what the Silverbug movement is, and I want them to understand that a lot of Silverbugs have a lot of fear inside them. And I don't think fear is the way to go. So I'm saying, Silverbugs, find light workers on YouTube, make friends with them, and just project them with the message. Send them my video. Send them this message, or you can send them my message of the Fountain Hills Fountain, because it has some nature elements to it, and I think that's a very, and I don't want to sound feminine saying this, but I think that's a beautiful video. That's one of the greatest videos I've ever made, and I've done video editing in the past when I was younger. Like, I'm 29. When I was in my teens, I did a lot of video work. And so I know how to mess around with the video stuff a little bit, and I just think that Fountain Hills Federal Reserve thing explains the whole world in 15 minutes. So light workers, my message to you is to watch this. You're watching this right now, but also watch the fountain. Just watch the Federal Reserve, the biggest fountain in the world video that I have, and you'll understand how to get into this into this movement. I mean, we just need to combine movements, because we have the same message. So if Lightworkers can explain, you do your positive thing to help people get rid of that fear, but also explain to them why gold and silver is, and I'm not saying, I pick one religion or over the other, but I believe that there's a higher power that's directing us, that's helping us move in a positive direction. But the Lightworkers need to explain why gold and silver is, it's God's money. It is an element of the earth, and it is a natural thing in the ground, and that is the best storage for your labor and your time is the most precious thing in the world. Like I'm saying, I'm calling out Trader G again. Your time is the most valuable asset you own, and trading that for, so going back to the money here, and I had to make a little edit there, so bear with me. You got this right here, Benjamin Franklin, $100 bill. This is a piece of paper, and it's a piece of debt that puts you into slavery. And when you hold this in your pocket, that means that you owe somebody $100 plus interest. Plus interest. This is a $100 contract plus interest each year. If you talk about inflation and everything inflating in the world, that is the interest you're paying. Because in 100 years, this $100 is worth only what you can burn it for or use. The value of it becomes, it could be wallpaper, it could be you can't even write on it. So, it's not good for printing anything because it's already been ruined with the ink that's on it. So, in reality, since these are not backed by gold and silver, this $1 bill is intrinsically the same value as a $100 bill. If I burn these with a lighter and it's fucking cold outside and I get two of these and set a little fire, it lasts what? Maybe 20 seconds? That is the value of these when they are not backed by gold and silver. These are evil entities. You don't want debt. Debt is slavery. This is bad. You want to trade these for silver. 90% silver or 100% or almost 100%. There's no 100% silver. This is 9999%, I think. Either 3 or 4 nines, something like that, percent silver. But I'd go as low as 80%. If you can get coins that have 80%, so I would specifically say with 90% to 100% coins. This is a storage of labor. If I had this coin 3,000 years ago, I could buy a nice dinner with it. A very nice dinner. I could feed myself and maybe one other person for an evening out on the town. 3,000 years ago. 100 years ago, same thing. I could trade this coin for a night out on the town and get myself a meal. A nice tasty meal, maybe take a date out, Today, same thing. Right now, this is worth $30. It's way undervalued. It's so undervalued, it's ridiculous. But I can still, even, at $30, I can still go out on a night on the town and if I trade this in for these crappy dollars, which I have to do right now because that's how the system works, I can get enough to buy a nice dinner. So my point is, if you had these 100 years ago, these are now worth $0. You should trade your time in for these. This sets you free. This is positive. Lady Liberty on here. There's the sun behind it. She's a light worker. Look at her. She's got the sun and she's like putting her hand out. She's putting her hand out to you. She's telling you, look, freedom. In God we trust. That stuff is on there for a reason. So Silverbugs, find light workers. Light workers, teach people this message. Just YouTube silver. And, try to find, if you're a light worker, you want to see positive stuff. So try and find stuff that's positive about silver. Mike Maloney's a very positive man. If you want to look up Mike Maloney, he has a bunch of videos on YouTube about silver. And he's a very positive man. So, you two groups. I think it's a great kind of opening up new avenues for spreading the message and spreading the movement. Thank you.